Thank you for the introduction, DM Josh. I remember discovering my father's Dungeons & Dragons basic set when I was a young child. I would play that for hours with my brother and sister. Just the cover itself was fascinating. You had this amazing red dragon sitting on top of a pile of treasure, and on one side a wizard ready to cast a spell through his wand, and the other side was a warrior with his bow out, ready to shoot an arrow directly into this dragon's belly. It set my imagination reeling. Now, I had already been playing Dragon Warrior, Legend of Zelda, watching fantasy films like Conan the Barbarian and Excalibur ad nauseum. But this gave me an opportunity to tell my own versions of stories. Every friend I would bring over for years would be forced to sit down, create a character, and play Dungeons & Dragons with me. And it informed a lot of the friendships that I would, even till today, share. I remember distinctly being introduced to Advanced Dungeons & Dragons by a friend who had borrowed his brother's books, and I created a cavalier from the Unearthed Arcana. This opened up my world entirely. To have an advanced system which went above 3rd level in this game that I've been playing for a very long time was fascinating. It set me on this spiral of possibility in adventuring and storytelling. I remember sitting on my bed, staring out the window, and the rain just battering against the glass. And my mind was focused on imagining different possibilities of different adventures I could go on, different characters I could create, and different scenarios that my friends would help me create through their storytelling in either being the dungeon master or players as I was dungeon mastering. I learned how to storytell, how to visually emulate the characters and monsters' actions while narrating the game to my friends. It was a fantastic experience, and while not all of them appreciated it as much as I did, it did create some long-lasting memories. My son eventually started playing the game as well, and while I was on a bit of a hiatus when he first started getting introduced to it and sort of went down that same spiral as I did, it ended up being a tool that we could use together to stay connected while he was in his military service half a world away. Dungeons & Dragons has given me the opportunity to connect in ways with friends through shared storytelling I never would have been able to without it. It has enriched my life. It has propelled my artistic endeavors as I illustrated every single character I ever played and those of my friends and the monsters as well, not to mention illustrations in novels like Dragons of Autumn, Twilight. This singular novel completely changed my perspective of Dungeons & Dragons and possible storytelling and introduced me to so many other people who had never played the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons game, but had loved the novel. It allowed me to introduce them to Dragonlance in a way that I'm still trying to get over. As you clearly know, I have this channel celebrating the world of Dragonlance. So Dungeons & Dragons has been a seminal part of so many people's lives, including mine, for so many years that to celebrate it at its 50th anniversary seems not quite enough. But what are we going to do? It is a game, after all. So, here's to Dungeons & Dragons. May 50 years be just the beginning and 50 more healthy on the horizon. And to all of you who enjoy this wonderful role-playing game like I do, Slàinte Now allow me to introduce you to Dungeon Masterpiece, who you know is the geopolitical world builder who demonstrates how to run better Dungeons & Dragons games through critical analysis.